Good evening, students. Welcome back to our BSc third year class. After completion of rotation spectroscopy, today we are going to discuss about vibrational spectroscopy. Actually, vibrational spectroscopy is classified or is divided into two parts. One is IR spectroscopy and another is Raman spectroscopy. It depends upon the phenomena of that molecule. Okay. In vibrational spectroscopy is the spectroscopy that deals with the infrared region of the electromagnetic spectra, that is light with a longer wavelength and lower frequency than visible light. It covers a range of techniques mostly based on absorption spectroscopy. That vibrational spectroscopy is an energy sensitive method. It is based on periodic change of dipole moment. If periodic change in dipole moment, it belongs to IR spectroscopy, or periodic changes of polarizability, then it belongs to a vibrational spectroscopy. If that molecule changes its dipole moment, that vibrational spectroscopy is nothing but a IR spectroscopy. If polarization or polarizability of vibrational spectra, vibrational molecule changes, then it belongs to a Raman spectroscopy. So, molecule or a group of atoms combine its discrete energy transition and change of frequencies during absorption. In case of vibrational spectroscopy, that molecule or a group of atoms changes its frequency during absorption, due to the absorption. That vibrational spectroscopy is called as IR spectroscopy. If the molecules or a group of atoms changes its frequency during scattering, if frequency changes during absorption, it belongs to IR spectroscopy. If frequency changes during scattering, it belongs to a Raman spectroscopy, okay, of electromagnetic radiations, and both lies in between 1 to 300 micrometer. So, the next part, wavelength and energies in vibrational spectra. Okay. Now, if we see this figure, it consists energy, frequency, wavelength. Okay. Vibrational spectroscopy is the spectroscopy which deals with the IR region of a electromagnetic spectra, which having longer wavelength and shorter frequency. So, The Iyer and Raman areas drawn in a scale of linear wave numbers and some laser sources that shown in this diagram. If we see this diagram, we can observe if molecule rotates about a center of mass, that part belongs to microwave region. If that molecule vibrates about a bond length, then it belongs to a IR region. Okay, as shown in this figure. Now, my aim is to understand IR and Raman spectroscopy individually. So, let us move forward. The main principle behind the vibration spectroscopy is a Hooke's law. Why and how? That we have to understand. Basically, a vibration spectroscopy is the technique which is used to identify a chemical compounds based on how infrared radiations are absorbed by the compounds, chemical bonds, and interacts with them, or interaction between the atoms. Okay, it is basically a technique used to identify the chemical compounds. It is the most common technique used in absorption spectroscopy. It explains the fact that molecules have specific frequencies at which they are vibrate, corresponding to discrete energy levels. Corresponding to its discrete energy level. It gives the information about the functional group present in that molecule. It gives the information about the functional group present in the region. If we see above slide, in this case, IR region of electromagnetic spectra and its wavelength lies in between 780 nanometer to 1000 micrometer, or wave number 12,800 to a 10 centimeter inverse. Okay. Actually, that IR region again subdivided into 3 subregions: near IR region, which is near to the visible part, mid IR region, and far IR region. Far IR region is near to the microwave region. If that near IR region, which is the nearest part of the visible and which ranges from 780 nanometer to 2.5 micrometer, or in wave number which range lies in between 12,800 to 4,000 centimeter inverse. The mid IR region lies in between 2.5 to 50 micrometer, that is 4,000 to 200 centimeter inverse in case of wave number, and far IR region, which is nearest part of microwave region and which lies in between 50 to 1000 micrometer, which wave number range lies in between 200 to 10 centimeter inverse. 200 to 10 centimeter inverse. So, the basic principle of vibrational spectroscopy depends on Hooke's law. How? Actually, Infrared does not have sufficient energy to induce electronic transition. As seen in UV spectroscopy, when molecule absorbs electromagnetic radiations in IR region, which undergoes vibrational or rotational transition, which causes net change in the dipole moment in the molecule. If dipole moment does not change in molecules, then they are infrared inactive. If dipole moment changes, it become a IR active. It become a IR active. For example, HCl, CO, these are the examples in which dipole moment changes. That's why they are IR active. And those molecules in which dipole moment does not change are IR inactive. For example, O2, H2, N2. It means they does not absorb IR radiation. It means they does not absorb the IR radiation. If the frequency of IR radiation matches with the vibrational frequency, if the frequency of IR radiation matches with the vibrational frequency of molecule, then molecules absorbs that radiations, can absorb that radiations. Therefore, this IR spectroscopy is based on Hooke's law. It based on Hooke's law. Suppose two atoms or masses are connected through a spring or bond, then the frequency of vibration can be represent nu is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root k by mu, where k is the force constant, nu is the frequency, c is the velocity of light, speed of light, mu is the reduced mass, which is equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2, m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. Stronger the bond, if the bond between two atoms is strong, then greater the value of force constant k, Obviously, higher the frequency of vibration or wave number, So, if we see HCl molecule, the bond length between HCl is R0. Extension from R0 at a equilibrium distance, therefore absorption of energy is E relaxation to R0 and it vibrates in opposite direction. The center of mass is not allowed to shift during the vibration, it remains fixed. That's why we have to find out its reduced mass. So, together with the molecular vibration also molecule rotation are excited as well, as since rotational energies are much smaller, as compared with vibration. Now, one of the best model or method to understand vibrational spectroscopy is to study harmonic vibrational levels. It is a potential curve which lies in between energy and internuclear distance. That potential energy in the form of V is equal to 1 half kx square, and that energy states depends on n varies from 0 to infinite. If n is equal to 0, in that case En is equal to n plus 1 half into h cross E. If n is equal to 0, it means what? E0, a 0 point vibrational or 0 point energy E0 is equal to 1 half h cross E, 1 half h cross E. Now the transition energy which lies in between n0 to n1 or n1 to n2 or n2 to n3 and so on. So by using Hooke's law, F is equal to minus kx and V is equal to my integration of minus f dx, which is equal to F is equal to minus kx. If you substitute that value, it gives is equal to integration kx dx. Therefore the vibrational energy level V is equal to 1 half kx square. So harmonic oscillator F is equal to minus kx is equal to nu naught is equal to 1 half 2 pi k per m raised to 1 half or under root km, 1 by 2 pi under root km, or m is nothing but, or instead of m you can write mu, because mu is the reduced mass, which is equal to m1 into m2 divided by m1 plus m2. But as we know, the molecular vibrations are anharmonic or unharmonic. So what happens when absorptions of IR occurs, which changes in the shape of molecule, such as stretching of bonds, bending of bonds, or internal rotation around a single bond. Means absorption of IR occurs, it means what? A stretching of bond or bending of bond or internuclear rotation around a single bond can be happen. Or IR absorptions only occurs when IR radiations interacts with a molecule undergo a change in a dipole moment. IR absorption only occurs when IR radiations interacts with molecule undergo change in dipole moment. Infrared absorption or occurrence when the incoming IR photons has sufficient energy for transition to the next allowed vibrational state take place, that is delta E is equal to h nu. Okay, these are the things which will happen when absorption of IR occurs. Okay, any doubt in this? If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Thank you.